Okay, today we're in a basement utility room, basically going to turn into a craft room, but it needs some lighting. Fortunately, I have tested the what we're going to call shock wire,
Shock wire!
and make sure that it's not going to shock us. This first thing we need to do, safety third as always. So, get a little multimeter out here, cautiously. Oh, like I said, safety third. Cautiously take off our wire nuts here. I have, oh, let's double check. Make sure all the switches are turned off. Now all the switches are turned off in the basement, so there should be no electricity going to any of the lighting in the basement. And I'm still getting 120. So, like I said, I have tested this before, so I know that for whatever reason, well, probably because the kitchen is right above us, this particular set of wires is hooked up. Lucky us, the fuse box is right next to me. It's hooked up to the kitchen fuse. So, kitchen should be 4 down from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shut that off. So I'm going to have to reset the clocks throughout the kitchen. Oh, that's the wrong kitchen one. Kitchen lights. I know it's one of the kitchen ones. All right, now we're getting dead zeros. So, nothing. So, we're good. Everything's dead. Now, because there are no switches that control the electricity of this, we're going to install a nice LED pull chain light. Okay, I know you'd think the next step is going to be wiring it up, but we need to figure out where our bracket is going to hit first. This hanging bracket happens to line up, and I just took a look. This hanging bracket happens to line up with the second to last hole here and the last hole here, which means we need to have a little bit of fun with with exactly how we put these long screws into our bracket in order to line up with these holes here. So, in order for these to line up, we're going to have to put the short screws in these two holes. I've tested this, I've measured it. These two right here, and then we'll put a long screw into this one right here, and then, oh, excuse me, that one right there, and then run it through this guy right here. And that will line up so that when those screw holes go through when those screws go through those holes, we can use these little wing nuts and go right over top of there. Not exactly wing nuts, but basically the same principle. Go right over top of there, and we'll tighten this up against the ceiling. Okay, after a little bit of trial and error, we finally got the bracket set up so that we can just use the little wing nuts and put the base for the light up there. I found the best way to do it was just to line it up with the old cover that was on there. So we're going to wire this up, white to white, ground to ground, black to black. Conveniently, the kit came with 3 wing nuts for us, so we'll just take care of it and then get this all placed up there and secured against the ceiling. That's something I should have brought down here in the first place, my wire strippers. To give us a little more wire to put into that wire nut so it stops falling out. Wire tucked in there. Make sure my pull cord doesn't get tucked in with it. And the rough part is I had to use the little slots to line up the screws for this, so they're going to be moving targets a little bit. There's one, there's two. All right. Pulling down with a little bit of downward pressure helps you tighten those up. Since they're not super tight into the slots in that bracket. Just a slight downward pressure as you twist. All right. Now, I'm no genius, but I am smart enough to know that I should test it at this point before I put the cover on. Oh, it works. Pull chain works and everything. So, I'll go ahead and put the cover on. This cover's kind of nice because it doesn't have any of those little screws on the side that you have to dink around with. It just screws right in like that. If you need to take it off, you just unscrew it like that. It just locks right in. Boom. And now we have a nice little craft area, a little workshop area in the basement that has plenty of lighting.